Very much. So I want to talk about the implications of responsive design. That's the most exciting title I could think of. But when we talk about responsive design, we're talking about, okay, it's got to look good on mobile, it's got to look good on a tablet, it's got to look good on a desktop. Okay. So I'm designing the new developers.vegas website. There's 4 important things. There's when is our next event, there is sign up for our mailing list, and there is past events, and there are our sponsors. Those 4 things we need to address. And so there's lots of ways that I could lay out this new website. And so it's like, how do I decide which one of these? There's so many different ways I could do it. And I'm actually going to use a little bit of user experience science. And this is called the golden triangle. It's also called an F pattern. And if you think about reading from left to right, zigzagging down, it's also called a Z pattern. So if you lay out your website like this, you know that there's this is actually a heat map of eyeballs when people first look at a website, and this is where you should put the important information in that golden triangle. So it corresponds to that 1, 2, 3, 4, and so those 4 things I'm going to lay out just like that. So here's the new website, and so I've got the next event is this. In the upper left-hand corner, our biggest priority is come to an event. That's where the magic happens. So that's why I put it in the upper left-hand corner in that golden triangle. Next, on the right-hand side, you can stay in the loop where you can sign in for with your for the mailing list, first name, last name, email, and sign you up. Then you have past events, and then you have on the right-hand side you have lower right the least viewed thing. Is the sponsors, and you do that because sponsors want to see themselves, and they can see themselves right here on the website. But the users, developers that are typically going to the site, it's not as important. Again, the most important thing we want them to do is go to the next event. So I want to show you how I made this website responsive. So as it shrinks down, as you look on a smaller screen, that's the first breakpoint right there. And what happened is that we lost the sidebar. It no longer needs a sidebar. Instead, that it's still important to have the mailing list, so we moved that to right below next event. It's a little harder to see on this contrast-wise. It's a little clearer here, but I hope you get the picture. And then we have past events, and then we have the sponsors down there at the bottom. So again, it's following that 1, 2, 3, 4 priority. So let's break it down even more. Okay, it's even different. You have a little smaller preview up top, but it's still the number one thing as your eyes see. This is for viewing on a tablet portrait mode or something like that. We can go even further down. Now you're actually on a pretty small, some phones look like this. And so what I've done is I've actually reduced the text. And, again, as you scroll down, the sponsors are at the bottom. And finally, let's look at the mobile version. Boom. And now we're doing a single column, image, text, image, text. Here's your mailing list right here. And that's how it, and then your sponsors are stacked now one on top of the other. So now the question you're asking yourself is, this is 5 different views that we've made happen. And again, we're keeping the business priorities. The question that you're asking yourself is, okay, Mike, do I really have to design 5 or 6 different views for every single page? And the answer is yes. Thank you very much.